This week's episode is a little bit different in that I'm sharing some thoughts from another creator that I thought were super helpful, and I wanted to make sure you heard them too. So, this is from a blog post from Justin Welsh, and let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, welcome to episode 157. So that means the links will be at coursecreatorshq.com/157 and in the show notes. So I think you will want to access them because the content for today's episode is actually from an incredible creator whose name is Justin Welsh. And he actually shared in his email newsletter and his blog these 5 lessons that he has gotten from $3,394,480 in course sales. And they were so good, I wanted to share them with you and pass them along because I think you could also use some of his insights. However, there's a couple things I need to say first off. In general, I'm not a big fan of, I made $1 bazillion selling courses and you can too, and that is not where I'm going. I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that you're going to make sales like Justin has. There's so many variables into what you will sell. Depends on your course and your audience and your level of commitment and how you promote, and there's so many things. So that's not why I definitely want to make that clear, that is not the intention here. However, I do think success leaves clues, and that there are some insights that you, even if you don't make as many sales as him, there are some insights that you can pull out that will make your life easier and make it better for you to sell your course. So they're super valuable, and if you want to read the full blog post, I put the link in the show notes so you can read all of his thoughts. And the other thing I will say is he does have some different opinions from some of the ones that I have. He has primarily, from what I could pull out of this, built his audience using social media, which is not where I tend to focus. So I think it's good to give you some contrasting opinions, because what ends up happening is you get to decide, how do you want to run your business? Which playgrounds do you want to play in? Do you want to be in LinkedIn and Twitter like he is or not? So that's another piece of it. And then I also need to tell you, I am a buyer of his courses and his templates and an affiliate partner of his. So I have affiliate links in this episode too. So I really love his monthly posting templates. They're succinct and concise, and they have some great hooks on them. So highly recommend those. And then I'm also going through his LinkedIn operating system right now for a project that we're working on, so I can highly recommend that too. So those links are in the show notes in case you want to check them out. All right, so let's jump in to these 5 lessons that he pulled out from his courses. So lesson number 1 was that building in public generates massive attention. So he was comparing 2 of his courses and how on the second one, he was talking about it on his social media as he built it together, and he got his audience involved in the process. He got them situated into hearing about what he was working on. They became invested in the actual course that he was created. And because of that, that was one of the factors that led to a lot more sales on the second half of the course. Both courses actually did well, I thought, from the numbers that he shared, but the second one did a lot better. And in fact, let me look here at what he said. The first one was getting him about $380 per day. The second one was at $3,053 a day. So you can see a big jump in the difference between the 2 courses. And probably some of that also had a difference because his audience was bigger by then. He may have had some other factors, but in general, just thinking about what can I be sharing either in my email or in my social media about what I'm doing so people become invested in it, I think is a great idea. Okay, lesson number 2 is that accessibility breeds word of mouth. Accessibility breeds word of mouth. So let me explain here. He was actually digging in on the concept of pricing for this lesson. So his comment is, I price my products at an affordable rate and make them as valuable as possible and simply ask people to tell their friends if they enjoyed them. So his operating system courses are $150, and the monthly templates, I think, are under $10. They're low. I don't remember the exact pricing, but it's very, very low. So his concept is, because the price points are so low, you get more people telling their friends about it. Like, hey, I got this great course and it was only $150. It wasn't a $1,500 course. And I think he has a good point there. The lower priced things have a place. Now, one thing I will throw in here is that he's not doing any kind of live coaching with these courses that he's sharing. So it's basically sell it and give it to your students and let them run with it. So I can also kind of justify a lower price point without that, and a higher price point when you are putting your time and effort and, getting people on Zoom calls and sending out reminder emails and all those extra steps that it takes when you're doing live coaching. So totally agree with his point here that accessibility breeds word of mouth, and just think about, what am I offering for that price point and what is my time commitment for the different price points. Okay, lesson number 3, social proof drives promotional success more than what you say. So what his concept is here, he's sharing testimonials or positive thoughts or outcomes or case studies, all of those things that talk about his students and the results and the comments that he gets back from his students, and that when he shares those, his sales will jump. In fact, his comment was, my normal days do between $3,500 and $4,500 in course sales, whereas a day where I share a testimonial will often result in $10,000 or more in course sales. So there's definitely the concept of social proof is important. If you don't have testimonials yet, that needs to be high on your list of projects to figure out, where can I go to get some testimonials? How can I offer some courses, or maybe even from your LinkedIn, like find some social proof that you can use. And then you can use those out in your promotion. So not just on the sales page, he's actually sharing them in social media. He'll share these social proof concepts with his audience. So that's another piece of the puzzle for you. Definitely keep that one in mind. So lesson number 4 is 80-20 give, ask is key. So let me explain what Justin meant by this one. He's talking about giving value and sharing 80% of the time, and then promoting 20% of the time or less. And in particular for this lesson, he was talking about his posts on LinkedIn and Twitter, and how he had 50 posts and pieces of content per month on LinkedIn. So that's a lot if you think about it. And then 55 on Twitter. And then out of those 105 different pieces of content, he would be sharing the testimonials 8 to 10 times. So you can see that's about 10% of those being testimonials. Otherwise, the rest of it is just content. So definitely follow him. I will have the links in the show notes for both his Twitter and his LinkedIn accounts. So you can go and look at how he's doing these. What kind of posts is he putting out here? What does this actually look like? So you can see. Okay, and then the last lesson, lesson number 5, is that brevity is your friend. And I love this one. I have been telling you all this one for ages about keeping things short and sweet and brief and as small as possible when you're putting your courses together. You know, we want to be able to get people the results, but not overwhelm them. And he gave the example that he had 2 of his courses. One of them was 3.5 hours long, and then one of them was only 75 minutes long, and that the 3.5 hour long one only had a 25% completion rate, but the 75-minute one had a 45% completion rate. So definitely shorter is better whenever it fits and works with what you're doing. Obviously, you need to have good content. You need to get folks the results that they are using, but you can keep it short, keep it simple, and the more you do, the better. So I hope this was interesting to get a different perspective from another expert and really get to see how he has been using these concepts so well to promote his business and to promote his courses. So check out the links so that you can follow him, check out his courses, highly recommend them. And one last thing I will throw out here is that Justin is also using Kajabi to manage his courses. And there's going to be a special next week only on August the 22nd of 2023. So if you are interested, make sure that you're on my email list so that you get the information. I'm going to send a couple emails on Tuesday. We're probably going to have a Zoom workshop Tuesday night so that you can get the scoop, because there's a special offer coming on August the 22nd of 2023 for Kajabi. So if you've been thinking about trying to get your online business set up, that's what I'm going to be helping you with so that you can get going on that and do it in a tool that's obviously working for some of the experts who are out there. So thanks so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed this episode and that you're having a wonderful summer. Take care, and thanks for following and listening and subscribing. I really appreciate it. You are the best, and I wish you well with the rest of the week. We'll catch you on the next episode. Take care.